Is there a serial killer on the loose in this country that is targeting these middle-aged women? Good afternoon, good evening everybody, and welcome back to the channel Break the Ice. Now let's get straight into this video. What do Nicola Bulley, Gaynor, Lucy Charles and Victoria Taylor all have in common? 4 females between the ages of 35 and 55 all seemingly disappeared and vanished and were found no more than 2 miles away. The longest distance where they were found in a river from where belongings were found was 2 miles away. These 4 women, their belongings were found right near the river, right where they were deemed to have gone in the river. All female, all fairly young, between 35 and 55. Subjectively, all fairly attractive. All found. 3 of them were found 3 weeks later in the river. 1 of them was found a week later. And all 4 of these women went missing and were found in rivers in less than 2 years of each other, between January 2023 and October 2024. Is this coincidence? I don't think it is. Is it possible that there is a new serial killer roaming around England and he's got his own trademark? That is the question. Is there a serial killer on the loose? And is he targeting middle-aged women? So let's start at the beginning with the first of these 4 women. The most well-known, someone that I've covered greatly on this channel. That's Nicola Bulley. Nicola Bulley was 45 years old. She went missing. We all know the story about Nicola Bulley. She went missing in St. Michael's on Wire. And she was officially, yeah, let's go with the official narrative. She was officially found just over 3 weeks after she vanished. And she was found in the River Wire, a mile away from where she was deemed to have gone into the river. Her belongings were in the area of where she was believed to have gone in. Her phone, her dog's harness were found in that area. That was the first one. That was the big one. That was the one that many of us have covered, especially myself, and was a mystery. And it remains a mystery to this day. So Nicola went missing on the 27th of January and officially found on the 19th of February 2023. Just over 3 weeks after she went missing. The next was Gaynor, age 55. She was found in a river 1 week after going missing. The river she was found in was the River Wensum. Her belongings, including her clothing, 2 rings, mobile phone, were found scattered across Wensum Park. She went missing on the 8th of December 2023, and she was found on the 15th of December 2023. We've got Lucy Charles, aged 39. Moving on to the next of the 4, we've got Lucy Charles, age 39. Lucy went missing on the 23rd of December 2023, and she was found in the River Dee 3 weeks after going missing. She was found 2 miles away from where her items were found. Noticing the theme of what's going on here. These women are vanishing near rivers. Their belongings are scattered near the rivers. And in 3 out of the 4 cases, we'll get onto the 4th in a second, it took 3 weeks to find these women. And they were no further than 2 miles away from where the belongings were. Lucy went missing on the 23rd of December and was found on January the 12th. That's 3 weeks. Nicola Bulley was found 23 days. Just over 3 weeks after she went missing. Moving on to the most recent of the 4, we've got Victoria Taylor, aged 34, the youngest of the 4 women. Victoria Taylor was reported missing on the 1st of October 2024 and was found on the 22nd of October 2024. This is exactly 3 weeks after. Victoria, aged 34, went missing in the River Derwent. Miss Taylor was found by divers in a part of the river that was close to where some of her belongings were discovered. The timeline of these 4 women who vanished and were found in rivers not long from where their items were left isn't that long. It's January 2023 to October 2024. There's not many stories of this happening before this timeline. Nicola Bulley was the first, and Victoria Taylor is the most recent. They all died within 2 years of each other. What are the similarities which we need to focus on, which is going to get to the point of this video? They were all middle-aged women. They were all fairly attractive women. They all went missing. They all left belongings near the river. And they were all found in the river. The furthest distance that one was found was 2 miles away. The other 3 were found closer than that. So I ask the question here, is there a serial killer on the loose in this country that is targeting these middle-aged women? That is either A, attacking these women, abducting these women, murdering these women, putting them into the river and then leaving their clothes and belongings and items on the side of the river. Is this their trademark? Is this what's going on? Because it's very, very coincidental. The Nicola Bulley disappearance was huge, as we all know. Gaynor happened. And people started to think about the similarities there. You then got Lucy Charles, and it's starting to get a bit weird now, a bit serious. Then you got Victoria Taylor. How many more women need to go missing and vanish near rivers, to be found in rivers, before we start to think, is something more sinister going on here? Why are the belongings found near the side of the river, in the park next to the river? Why are the belongings there? If you accidentally drown, are you taking your purse out, your phone out? Are you taking a ring off? Are you taking clothes off if you accidentally drown? I don't think so. If it's suicide, what part of you decides to take clothes off? Put your phone on the bench, take a ring off. Surely the only thing on your mind is ending your life. So it does make me wonder, have we got a serial killer? There's many, many, many serial killers that like to leave, they like to have a trademark. They like to have their own gimmick, if you will, something that they are remembered by. It's happened time and time and time and time again. If we talk about previous serial killers with patterns and with trademarks, and they've targeted a certain type of person, whether it be children, just women, prostitutes, just old people, and those with trademarks, whether it be burying them in a certain area, whether it be to get some kind of gain, financial gain from the murder. There's been many serial killers that have patterns and have their own trademarks because they want notoriety. They want to be remembered. They want to have their name in the press, connected to that trademark. So I'm going to reel off a few now. Because have we got now the river killer? The female river killer, whatever you want to call it. Because we've got the Moors murderers. We've got the Yorkshire Ripper. We've got BTK. We've got Ted Bundy. We've got Harold Shipman. That's just to name a few. And each of them have their own trademark. They've got their own type of person that they kill. Some have their own nicknames. I think that serial killers and murderers shouldn't have the nicknames that they get, because I think that's what they want. Especially someone like Ian Brady, who would have loved that he was known as the Moors murderer, part of the Moors murders. He would have loved it. I'm sure the Yorkshire Ripper loved it. I'm sure that Dennis Rader in America, the BTK killer, if you've not heard of him, go and have a look at the BTK murders on YouTube. So the Moors murderers, what was their pattern? It was killing children and it was burying them on Saddleworth Moor. That was their thing. The people they went for were children, and the trademark was to bury them on Saddleworth Moor. The Yorkshire Ripper, he murdered prostitutes. That was who he targeted, prostitutes. Harold Shipman, one of the most infamous serial killers in the whole country, who had hundreds of victims. He targeted the old. He befriended the old, that they didn't really know people. They didn't have much family. He befriended them. He got onto their will. And then he killed them. So the will went to him. He targeted the old, near to death. So when they did die as well, and he was their doctor. Let's not forget, he was their doctor. When they did die, it wasn't that suspicious. I mean, when you start getting into the hundreds, though, it does become suspicious. Ted Bundy, all women. That was his target, women. I think a sexual motive was part of this as well. And they were all women. And you've got Dennis Rader, who was called the BTK killer. Now, of all of these, I think that he was probably the one who absolutely loved his name because he created it for himself. The Yorkshire Ripper didn't create his own name, the Yorkshire Ripper. The Moors murderers didn't call themselves the Moors murderers. But BTK named himself and it stuck. That's what he wanted. He wanted to be known as a BTK killer. Bind, torture, kill. So that was his pattern. He would tie people up. He would torture them. And he would kill them. And there is an unbelievable video on YouTube of him in court. And he's reliving all of this. He's telling the court what he did. As cold and as cold and as chilling as can be. He's letting people know what he did. a real true sociopath / psychopath, telling everyone what he did like it's just taking the bins out, like it's just cleaning the dishes. So there has been a multitude of serial killers over the years that pick a certain type of target and or have a trademark that goes along with their murders. During the Moors murders, children were going missing. It was over a 2-year period that 5 children were killed by Myra Hindley and Ian Brady. They weren't all being linked together. After the fact, it's quite easy to link and say, yeah, of course it's linked. Of course these children are being murdered by a serial killer or a pair of serial killers. Howard Shipman, with his victims, hundreds of old people, I think it was about 200. So many go by and people are just thinking these are just dying because they're old. And then when it comes out that it's Howard Shipman that's done it, it's like, oh yeah, of course. They're all in a similar area. They're all old. They've all got the same doctor. Hindsight is fantastic. It's 2020. The BTK killer, I mean, he let it be known. When he did his murders, he wrote letters to the police, letting them know, like, it's me, I'm BTK. Because he wanted notoriety. He wanted to be in the press. He got annoyed when they weren't speaking about him. That was what he strived for. To be in that paper as the BTK killer. The Yorkshire Ripper, all of these prostitutes being killed. How long before it was being connected together? And it was like, oh yeah, this must be one person. All these prostitutes are dying. And it was all done by the same person. So when is it logical to start to think that there might be a serial killer going around targeting middle-aged women that they may find attractive, stalking them maybe? That's possible. But going around and targeting these middle-aged women, attacking them, kidnapping them, killing them right there and then, leaving their belongings on the side of a river and dumping them in the river, or the other way around. Could be approaching these women, killing them, taking their belongings, throwing them in the river, and then, without being noticed, putting their belongings on the side of the river and moving on. So when does it become logical to link these 4 missing women to a potential new serial killer? The coincidences are quite striking and quite shocking. I don't think you can just, every time this happens, go, this is strange. This happened to Nicola Bulley. This is strange. This happened to Gaynor. This is strange. This happened to Victoria Taylor. This is strange. This happened to Lucy Charles. Because that may have happened back in the 60s. This is strange. This happened to John Kilbride. This is strange. This happened to Leslie Ann Downey. This is strange. Where's Keith Bennett? Etc. Not everything is coincidence. And at some point, I think it is logical to start to think that something sinister is going on. And this may be their trademark. None of them have been men that have gone in the river. All of them had belongings not far from where they were found. A, they had belongings next to the river. And B, they were found not far away as well. If you're committing suicide I don't think you're thinking about taking items of clothing off, or phones, or purses, or whatever. I don't think if your life is coming to an end, why are you making these plans to take stuff off and leave it? There's too many coincidences. 4 times now this has happened. So I think it is time to question, do we have a new serial killer out there moving around the country? It could be someone that works all over the country, someone that drives around. They could be stalking. They could be opportunists. But what is not up for negotiation, what is not speculation, what is not conjecture, is that 4 women have gone missing. 4 women have been found in rivers. And 4 women have been found not far away from where they had left belongings on the side of the river. And these 4 women are all middle-aged. One more thing. Why is it taking 3 weeks to find these bodies? Nicola Bulley wasn't far away. Victoria Taylor was not far away. Why is it taking 3 weeks to find them? That's another question. That's a side question. But it's something that needs asking. Anyway, it's something to think about. And if this happens again, let's have a look. Let's see how old this person is. Let's see if they're leaving belongings on the side of the river. Let's see how close they're found to where they went in. Let's see how close they're found to where their belongings are. Questions need asking. Why would you take items of clothing off? Why would you leave belongings on the side of the river if you'd slipped? Or if you wanted to end it? 4 in 2 years. All middle-aged. I think we need to start asking the question. Is there a serial killer on the loose in the UK? And is this their trademark? And is this their desired target? Leave a comment. Like the video. Let me know what you think. Have you thought about this yourself? Is this coincidence? I think not. Are you connecting the dots? It's not far-fetched to think something. If it's just 2, coincidence maybe, but 4 in this short space of time in very, 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 very similar circumstances. Don't know. I think if down the line a serial killer is caught and all these victims are connected, everyone will be going, yeah, of course. That's obvious. Let's try and get there first. Let's talk about this. Because it's not wild speculation. There's a lot of similarities here. Consider subscribing to the channel. Consider becoming a member. I do members only videos. I do members only live streams. I do different perks for the 2 different levels. So consider that. Consider subscribing. Like, comment the video and let me know what you think. Is there a serial killer on the loose? Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video. And for now, peace out.